Alright, what's up, guys? So, the villain wants me to talk about saving money and my thoughts on that. And yeah, it's good to save money. It's good to save for an emergency fund in case something goes wrong and you need to go to the doctor, because them medical bills are a lot of money, right? And healthcare is expensive. And it's good to save for an emergency fund. It's good to save money for like a trip if you want to go to one. Have fun, you know what I mean? It'll be worth it, I guess. Or save money to invest in something that will make you money, I guess. You know, or save money to live somewhere else that will benefit you, right? Or save money to move out of your parents, right? Or you save money to buy a vehicle. You save money for whatever it is, you know? Stuff that will help you out, right? And it's not an easy thing to do, you know? Saving money, right? Because not everyone has the same income. Like, there's people out there that have a higher income that are able to save money. But if there's people that have a higher income and they don't know how to budget and they spend money on stuff they don't need all the time, they won't be able to save money, you know? Right? And that's for anybody, no matter what type of income. Like, if you spend stuff on you don't need and it dwindles your savings and stuff, right? You won't be able to save as much money, I guess. So, like, yeah, I guess, like, if you save money, you try to cut out stuff you don't need and you just pay your expenses, like food, obviously, or say if you're out on your own, rent, or like, say, a car, for example, or say, like, whatever expenses you have, I guess, like debt also. And then I guess you don't want to restrict yourself all the time, right? You want to be able to do fun things, like, say, if you like to go to the gym or something, or you like to watch Netflix or whatever it is, you know? Like, keep some of those, and then I guess you just try to work and you just hope you could save more money, you know? Right? And sometimes, like, it's hard to save when you don't have, like the income to save, right? And you live in a high cost of living area. I guess you try your best to increase your income, get a better job, or like maybe a second job, you know? But there's people out there that can burn out from that type of shit, you know? Like all that grind and hustle and stuff constantly, you know? Like, yeah, I guess, like, the higher the income, you can save more, obviously. I guess you could save more money living with your parents. If you live with your parents rent-free, you get along with them, you can save a good amount of money, right? And you can save for whatever it is, like get a house, I guess, or move out of the country, you know? Be a passport bro, or just live there, or say, like, just move to another state, or save to do something fun, you know? Or save for whatever it is for you, right? And it's good to save money, you know? But it's tough when people are living paycheck to paycheck out there, when the cost of living is going up, you know? But then there's people, like I said, that they buy things that they don't need. They do too much hedonism to the point where it dwindles their savings, and it's not good, you know? Like, yeah, hedonism and with self-control is okay, right? But from what I think, like, if you do too much of it, it can give you consequences, you know? And that's a lot of people. And it's not right when you have kids and you have to take care of them and you're not being able to save. Like, those parents need to try their best to increase their income and try to save money and try to give their kids a quality of life, you know? That's what I think, you know? But yeah, you can save money by investing in things that will increase your money, you know? Like stocks. Like, not everyone knows how to do it, but I guess it does help. Like cryptos, or, I mean, I just talked about this in my last video, like real estate, but that's very hard to do. You can make passive income. Guess you can put in retirement, all kinds of shit, I guess. Whatever makes you passive income. But that's not easy for everyone. Not everyone's capable of doing all that, right? Yeah, it's tough saving money when the cost of living's up, you know? There's a lot of people that aren't able to save out there. Even though they budget right, they do everything they could, you know? It's difficult out there. Especially like with being in debt, that makes it worse. I guess that's another one. I guess it's best to try to get out of debt if you're able to, if you're capable of paying off your debts, because if you get rid of that debt, you're able to save more, obviously, right? So I guess like the snowball effect, like fucking Dave Ramsey says, you know? Like, I don't agree with all the other stuff he says, but I do agree with like debt, you know? So yeah, I guess you could live with a bunch of roommates and save more too, but that can be risky if they're random, and you never know if you can get along with them, right? Or you can live in your car and save. You can live in your car and save money, basically, but that can be uncomfortable living in your car, you know? But you can save money in there. It's better than living with roommates that can be toxic, and you don't have to say like pay all this rent, and then you pay for the next lease, and it's like 3 times the rent, you know? That security deposit first and last, you know? Gotta keep doing that every year, and that's another one. That's another reason why people have a hard time savings. Rent keeps going up, and people have to pay 3 times the rent every fucking lease, you know? It makes it like you save all this money, and then that's all. Most of that money you save goes to that, you know? Right? So, let's say. Yeah, I guess being a minimalist can help you save money. You have stuff that you don't need anymore, get rid of it, you know? It ain't worth it. Like, I guess having too many stuff can be overwhelming, and, you know, like, I guess it's best to have less stuff, and you could sell it too. You can put stuff in your savings, I guess, you know? So, I guess mutual funds can help save. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of shit about saving. I mean, I'm okay with saving. I'm not the best with it, but I guess I can save money. I mean, I lived with my dad for a bit, saving, and I was able to save okay, renting, you know? But it's not easy out there, right? I mean, inflation goes up, cost of living goes up. It's gonna be a lot harder for people to save, it seems like. Because there's certain things that can eat up your savings too, like your car. You gotta spend all the money on gas, right? A whole bunch of stuff. And I guess if you were like a truck driver, for example, you can drive the truck, and you don't even have to pay rent. You can just live in the truck, and you can save money that way, you know? But that's not easy for everyone. Not everyone's capable of doing that. It's easier said than done, obviously, but it's just an idea, I guess, I can think of in my head how people can save, you know? Maybe just have those type of parents that give you money, you know? They're rich, and they help you. I think I said living with your parents, you save money, and that's it, I guess. I'll catch you guys with more tomorrow.